Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. It is said that if you see a toad running during the day, it is either the toad is pursuing something or something is actually pursuing the toad. We have had a report that, Iyanifa told the elders of the Gisi rolling house that Ooni of Ife can never be free from the grip of his Oloris as long as he continues to enter their Jolonto. They said Iyanifa slammed diviners and elders who someone has spiritually for help. Now, if you have been following the trend, it's been very cumbersome for the Gise house, especially it's so hard. It was very hard when the Ooni of Ife was around. And now that the Ooni of Ife is not around, it makes it even more difficult for them to do certain things that they are supposed to do. Now, they said that one thing that the royal palace has been fighting with has been the dark cloud, right? And the dark cloud has been there. They kept trying to expel it. It will go, it will gather again. Shortly after Ooni of Ife went into seclusion, the dark cloud gathered again. Not only did the dark cloud gather, residents in the palace started seeing something that is called Adimu Orisha at night, okay? And unfortunately, one of those who saw that Adimu Orisha died because they said she slept and never woke up, right? And now, apart from that, they said 16 owl, gathered across the entrance of Kabiesi's villa, which is a premonition from what they are saying of something terrible. Now, they have brought lots of Ifas, and because nothing is happening, they had to summon diviners to summon Iyanifa spiritually. Now, when they kept trying to bring Iyanifa spiritually because physically she wouldn't come, Iyanifa got very upset and called them and warned them to leave her alone, allow her to have her peace. That no matter what she does, it will never, that Kabiyesi will never be free as long as he continues to enter the Oloris Jolonto, that he will not be free. They will continue to wrap him under their armpits. These things will continue to happen, and that they should even leave Queen Naomi alone. That even if they do everything and Queen Naomi reconciles with the Ooni of Ife again, that in the next couple of months, the thing will still scatter. Because Kabiyesi will not stop entering their Jolontos. So that is the biggest problem that they are facing. And that is why Iyanifa is not ready to return back or to help. Now, they said Iyanifa is one of the strongest among them. The very strongest. That any situation that Iyanifa is not able to deal with, you know that situation is really terrible. That Iyanifa is able to deal with almost like everything. Now, they said Iyanifa went ahead to tell them again that for the Adimu Orisha that is appearing in the palace, that a very big sacrilege has been committed again in that palace, that the person who is responsible for that sacrilege needs to carry her legs out of the palace, that for Adimu Orisha to stop coming and for those all to go, that person must leave. If that person leaves, one of the Oloris, if that person leaves the palace, that some of these things will minimize until Kabiyesi comes out of seclusion. So that is the biggest problems they are facing right now. But the good thing is that Iyanifa was able to tell them what the problem is, as like others were not able to see anything. Now, that is the biggest problem that, the palace is facing. What is this abomination that has been committed again? Nobody knows, because you do know that the Oloris will never own up until things will go very, very bad. Very, very bad. This is the situation of things in the palace. If all the information we are getting is the truth, it is not a small something. Iyanifa said they should leave Queen Naomi alone. That as long as Ooni of Ife continues to enter their Jolonto, that with due respect to the queens and even to the Ooni of Ife, that this problem will continue and continue and continue. Nami will continue to fight and fight and fight and fight. Remember, there was a time they said Kabiyesi, they shouldn't cook for Kabiyesi. There was a time they said Kabiyesi should desist from entering their Jolonto and all of that. Kabiyesi was able to keep to that for months. But after which they said it did not keep to it again. And they are saying as long as that continues to happen, these issues will continue to happen. And there will be a very serious problem anytime soon. Now, that is not all. Iyanifa went ahead to tell them that the 16 owl that they saw, they represent 16 days. 16 days for Ooni of Ife to finalize things with Olori Naomi. That a lot of people are turning and pointing their hands on Olori Naomi, making it look as if this is Olori Naomi's problem. That they should leave that poor girl alone. That if you do not squeeze bitter leaf, your hand will not be bitter. That they should focus on their Oba and tell their Oba to leave some of these things and understand that should he continue, whatever he sees, he should take. Now, you do know that the custodian of the sacred forest of Odua had come to give Ooni of Ife 21 days. That the gods are going to wait for the Ooni of Ife for 21 days. After 21 days, should Nami not return back into the palace, whatever Kabiyesi should take. And this was the reason why Gise family stood up and decided to be part of this, to do whatever they can do to rescue the situation. So right now, Iyanifa is saying that the 16 hours represent 16 days left for the Ooni of Ife to make a decision. Now, I don't know how they are going to do this because it's beginning to look to me like it's not even Ooni of Ife right now. Ooni of Ife cannot force Queen Naomi to come into the palace. Queen Naomi doesn't want to come, and if Queen Naomi does not want to come, who is that person that wants to force Queen Naomi to return to the palace if that is not what she needs or what she wants to do? That is the problem right here, okay? And so Iyanifa says she is not coming back no matter what they do. That their problem is Kabiyesi. Their problem is that Kabiyesi will not listen. That is the problem. As we are hearing, that these things will continue and continue. That at the expiration of that 21 days, if Kabiyesi does not do what he's expected to do, that he will have himself to blame. And Iyanifa went ahead to say it's a good thing that Kabiyesi is in seclusion now. They should be checking on Kabiyesi to see if Kabiyesi is even okay in seclusion. And Kabiyesi is going to come back with a message for himself that the good thing is that he's the one who went into seclusion and not some other person. Sure, he's communicating with the ancestors. He will come back with a message and he will know how serious this situation is. Do not forget, these are all alleged and rumored information. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.